This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for July 19th, 2024. It's currently June 11th, 2024, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is $536.95. That's USD. The shuffle video for the July 19th reading was created on May 23rd, 2024 at 11:19 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the video playing for you in the lower left corner. So this is a pretty interesting day, guys. So on the 19th, I also got some clairvoyant impressions that we have something with Biden, the vice president takes over. Kamala Harris takes over. And it looks like it's supposed to be temporary, but looking flash forward a few days and it's not so temporary. We'll talk about that as we get into those readings, but something I think probably health related taking place in the media here. Universal indicating a pretty sharp drop. The overall theme and trend behavior is a decline to and through support to meet another support and then rotate sideways along that support. Behavior on the highest high, we have a double cross reading congruency here, and it's bumping along resistance sideways near the high. However, that's the low signification card on of the July cluster in the 2024 reading. What do I mean? When you go to the 2024 reading, the Valor card is the low card of that cluster. It also appears here as a cross reading congruency on the 19th, and then it appears here on the 19th on the one-day reading. So there's probably a pretty notable drop, or the day's high is within close time proximity to a lowest low for the month. Behavior around the lowest low, we successfully turned resistance into support near the low. And that'll be after we decline to and through support to meet another support and rotate sideways. So it's not that we turn resistance into support, we successfully create support after a decline to and through support to meet another support. I'm advised to trade around a period of sideways rotation along support and a fast sudden move higher out of that sideways rotation. Now, I'm going to get into the hour-by-hour chart behavior as well as timing the highs, the lows, and the best trade opportunities. But before I do that, I just want to make sure you're aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips, and that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. In the pre-market, we have that rally into key resistance. We stay at that key resistance briefly, then we decline from that key resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down, taking us into a low here in the morning. This is probably a lower price level than the lows of the 18th. This is where you'd want to, at the open, at the lows, where you'd want to close out of that short position that was open at the close. And out of that low, there's a fast sudden move higher. You'd also want to open up a long position at that low before this fast sudden move higher, taking us to key resistance on a multi-day scale between 10 and 11. From that key resistance, we should decline and then return to that resistance. So we should decline to do some sideways rotation. So we fast move higher into key resistance somewhere between 10 and 11. When we decline from that key resistance, we'll eventually do sideways rotation, and then you want to add to a long position at that sideways rotation before this big move to the upside, followed by more sideways rotation at a higher price level. So you could close out of a long position opened at the beginning of the day there, or you could try for a scalp here. I don't know how much room you would have. If you're really nimble, you could close out of the long when we hit that key resistance, open up a short, close that short when we decline to do sideways rotation, open up a long, close that long when we rise, and then do more sideways rotation all before noontime. But that's too much. Like you'd have to be a very seasoned trader to be able to pull something like that off. And then between 12 and 1, we have a period of volatility and a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of volatility. But that's followed by a sideways fluctuating decline into a low. That's sideways fluctuating decline between 1 and 2, taking us to a low right around 2 o'clock. There's a rally out of that low. I'm advised not to chase the rally. Matter of fact, that's not that I'm advised not to chase that rally. That's just a directional reading movement in that case. So there's sideways fluctuating decline into a low around 2 o'clock, and then we have this notable move to the upside out of that low at 2 into key resistance somewhere between 2 and 3. We decline from that key resistance, doing some volatility or creating some volatility between 3 and the close. But before the close, before the end of the day, there in that last hour, out of the volatility, there's a big move to the upside, taking us to a cash out opportunity. So you would open up a long position here in the midst of the sideways fluctuating decline into a low, and close a long position here at a high that will either take place here at the end of the day, or it may be that it takes place the following day. Really tricky stuff. Yeah, so this is probably like a low, like a 1 month low here on the 19th here at this Empress card, or this whole end of day kind of situation. But then there's a high right around the close, and you can see there's a low and a high within close time proximity to each other. At the close, there's a mixed sideways S formation within the channel, and then another low in the post market. Sneak preview for the following day. We have a disappointing failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by decline to key support. So it's resistance that we expect to break through based on technicals, but instead we decline to key support. And that's SPY for July 19, 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go, you know what to do. Blessing to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.